It's that time of the year where the tournaments keep coming, guys. As we told you before, February has all the CONCACAF content coming up, and we're going to try to keep ahead of it and stay on top of it for you guys. Welcome to the Africans. We do primarily African and Canadian content because we wouldn't be the Africans if we didn't do both. And Canada Soccer has released its men's under 20 roster for the upcoming qualifiers going into the men's CONCACAF Championships under 20s edition. Now, reminder again of the format. We just watched the Women's U17 Championships where we saw Canada finish in third and unfortunately failed to qualify for the FIFA Under 17 World Cup. But the format is going to work in the same way here. So we're having qualifying rounds where the group winners will then move on and they will then go and play the next teams, which would be in the championship round. So right now, Canada's group is Dominica, St. Vincent, and Trinidad and Tobago. The games begin on February the 23rd, which is 2 weeks Friday, and then they're played 2 days later, Sunday, and then the Tuesday as well. If they top the group, they move on to the championship round, and so on and so forth. So we have the listing there, guys, and we're going to go over this just to give you an idea of who these players are and what they're coming from. So there's a list here, but let me give you a rundown of where these teams and where these players are coming from. Some of these names will be familiar for those of you who've been following the Canadians men at the U17 level. Let's go with there. So goalkeepers, where I'll just give you names here. Grégoire, Świderski, who is coming from Bordeaux, that academy. You have Ivan Pavela, who hails from Lokomotiva Zagreb, playing there. We have Nathaniel Abraham, hailing from TFC. Adam Pearlman, coming from TFC2. Lazar Stefanovic, also a TFC boy. Ethan Brown, and I do apologize if I get the name right. He is coming to us from Verin. So looking at an interesting name, you have Sergei Kozlovskiy from CF Montreal. James Cameron, who exploded onto the scene last year, playing at Vancouver FC in the CPL. Theo Rigopoulos, another that we saw in the U17s. Jesse Costa, after playing some time with the Portuguese U19s, U17s, back in the Canadian fold, seemingly going and playing for Canada. Looks like inside track to play for Canada. I want to see how he continues to develop. Jeevan Badwal, one of the better performers from the Men's U17 World Cup in Canada's unfortunate performance. He comes to the squad. Alessandro Biello coming in, central midfielder from CF Montreal. Christian Greco-Taylor from the Vancouver FC Academy. Then you have Miles Morgan from TFC. Then Matteo Scioviani, I know I butchered that immediately, coming from Bologna. I have Tiago Codinha, who coming from Heracles in the Dutch league. Kevin Tavernier, who again got some minutes in the CPL, so a nice player to keep an eye on. Oumar Diallo. That's a name that I think a lot of Canadians have heard about because they see playing at Inter Milan. Interesting name. He's a player who's looked well in their academies, but I know a lot of Canadians are intrigued to see what he looks like on the pitch. And then you have Kimani Stewart-Baynes, top pick, one of the top picks in the MLS draft this past summer, and Tavio Ciccarelli. So this is the 21-player roster, guys. You let me know in the comments which player are you excited to see in terms of how they look. What are you excited to see in terms of the players there? We gave you where their clubs are from. I do apologize if any of y'all watch this and see me butcher your all names. I'm sorry. I do apologize. It happens. But this squad is very interesting. I think it's a nice mix. Half are from MLS teams. The other half are coming either from the CP. The other portion is coming from the CPL and then European academies. It'll be interesting to see what the match fitness and the form is of the squad. We know they don't have. You'll see this conversation with the youth in Canada. We don't always have the most amount of camps and the most amount of cohesion. So a lot of it is just going to be playing on instincts and hoping that the vibes and the instincts they can play off of will get them qualified. But you guys let me know in the comments below which players here for this tournament that will be starting in about 10 days. Which players are you intrigued about? Which players do you think can really stand out, have potential? And what are you looking for this group as they try to qualify for the CONCACAF Under-20 Championships round coming in, guys? It's been a question from the Africans. Thank you for stopping by. And until next time, bye-bye for now.